What's up, everybody? This is going to be Walu Wednesday. Y'all know what time it is. So this is going to be for July the 3rd, 2019. So Walu Wednesdays, if you guys are new to my channel, I use my own shit. I use my own decks. Sometimes I might mix in some other decks or whatever. So I'm just going to do a general overview, and then I'm going to do a love overview. If you guys are interested in any of the decks that I am presenting in this reading today or tonight, whenever you watch it, you guys can purchase. In the description box below is a link to each deck if you guys are interested. Book a personal reading with me if you guys are interested, because these are general readings, so there's only one way to really pinpoint if a reading is truly for you, and that's by getting a personal reading. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be with me. It could be with anybody else. But yeah, if you guys are drawn to get one with me, you guys can check out my website. If you guys have any questions about my readings, availability, things like that, email me directly. I have 2 different Gmail accounts that I do work from. So check the description box below for those as well. Follow me on Instagram if you guys would like also. So let's do, I usually use the Baddie Oracle for like general overviews, but I'm going to just do it for like self-love, self-care, and fashion, because that's me. So Walu Wednesdays is dedicated not just for me to use my own decks and things like that, but you know, my more of my my energy, you know, into the reading. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to use the Walu Child Readings Baddie Oracle cards. These can be purchased on my website. So, first off, I would like to thank the Most High God, my angels, my ancestors, the archangels, my spiritual team, period, for divinely guiding me and assisting me. And I ask that this reading give us nothing but love, light, truth, and clarity. Of course, please use your discernment while watching these readings to know if it's even for you or not. Of course, only take what applies. Not every part of this reading will resonate with you, if at all. If it doesn't resonate at all, hopefully you find the reader that is for you. Alright, let's see what's any self-care tips, any, you know, loving energies, because we are in a Cancer new moon, and Cancer energy is about self-care, nurturing, and things like that. So we have Virgo. The sign of Virgo came out, so this could be for specifics. Fashionista. I got some fashionistas watching, some males. I don't really get a lot of male viewers, a lot of female demographic, but hopefully this resonates. Cosmetics. Okay. So if you guys are, some of you guys may be interested in a male Virgo, maybe he dresses really nice or something like that. I would say this person may be into looks, or they could be into women that do not necessarily wear a lot of makeup, but they may be into women that do, you know, over prep. And there's nothing wrong with that. So some of you guys may be asking about a Virgo male. If not, just take what applies. Makeup and cosmetics and things like that. I do feel there's I'm gonna pay attention to what stands out to me. So you have the highlighter brush, so maybe something about wearing highlighter. I love highlighter because it makes my skin glow a little bit more. It makes it pop a little bit more. It brings out the like goldish tint. So it could also be lipsticks as well. Something about lipstick. You guys also, if you're a Virgo, this could more so apply to you more than any other sign. If you guys have Virgo in your chart somewhere, especially if you're a Venus Virgo, because Venus is not just about love, but it's about beauty and self-care, comforts and things like that, the beauty of life. Maybe painting your face and beating your face I would say not overdo it. If you're the type of person that does not wear makeup, maybe trying like taking one step at a time. I do feel for some of you guys may be trying to appease a guy that you might look at as the word superficial came out. So this person could be a little bit superficial, or maybe they just like women that do wear makeup and maybe not too much, or maybe they are into plastic looks, whatever, you know. So this may not resonate for everybody, but take what does apply to you. Aw, my card flew out. Walu. Yeah, take what applies. Alright. So I'm going to use the Walu Tarot deck for the overall energy for the collective, the general reading, and then I'm going to do the love energy reading next. Okay, so 3 cards came out so far. You got the Death card, the 7 of Cups, the Hangman. Gonna pull 2 more to make it 5. The Fool card. She got a lot of major arcana cards that came out. The 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So the Death card could be overall energy for some. I feel like this energy, I'm not getting heaviness, but if you are kind of slightly, you know, feeling a bit of a challenge energy, whatever it is that you may have been going through in the past is going to lead to my mom asked me if I wanted some steak, and you guys saw my face like, yeah, I want some steak. Could you give me some steak? But the Death card, this could represent like past transgressions and things like that paying off for you, or feeling some sense of I've overcoming something. With the 7 of Cups in this position of the challenge, you might, for some, I'm not going to say for everybody because this is not going to be for everyone, but for the majority, I will say that you can easily slip into this energy of looking like nothing has changed. And I think I picked this up in the new moon reading that I did last night, that it could come across as I'm not progressing, I'm not moving forward, because I'm dealing with all of these energies. I'm dealing with the dark night of the soul. I'm going through this spiritual transformation, and with that comes the things that we don't want to see, the things that we want to stuff back down. And it's like, no, address these things and see it for what it is. You got to see the good and the bad in this transformation. And it may not be easy, because some of us may take it in a context of this is bad, or I gotta step this down, or there must be something wrong with me. I thought I healed, or I thought that I was doing better. Why is this coming up? I'm having a shitty day again, or this just popped up in my head. Why is this making me mad? And I feel like what's happening is that it's just showing you things that are still deeply rooted that need to be pulled up from the roots so that you can dispose it and get rid of it. So don't look at it from an essence of I haven't overcome yet, or I'm taking 12 steps back when I thought I made at least 2 steps. Now I'm taking 12 back. Like, no, that's not true. So you have the Hangman card. The Hangman is also about how you're seeing this, because this is the point of enlightenment. This place that you are at, where Spirit has got you in this place of stillness, or this place of there's nothing moving forward, there's nothing happening. And I feel like certain messages come up time and time again so that people can get it. And sometimes I need to hear, like, it's coming to me too, because sometimes it's not easy for me to get it all the time, because I am a stubborn individual. So sometimes I do have to hear it outside of myself, even if it's coming from myself. So you have to be at a place of stillness for a reason, because this is where it counts. In this season of this moment, everything that you are dealing with, everything that you're learning, everything that you're seemingly struggling with or releasing, or the things that you are overcoming in this season, whether it feels like you are not overcoming, succeeding or not because of your perception, this is the moment that counts. This is where the illumination comes in. This is the point where you can't worry about what it looks like on the outside, or what everybody else is doing, or what everybody else is saying. You can't worry about that, especially if you're being ridiculed or ostracized in some sense, being demonized, being attacked. You can't focus on that too much, because this is the point that really matters. It's the point that really counts, because this is the awakening, that snapping up process that leads to that transformation that you're in. Because certain things have to die off. There's a sacrifice that needs to be made, and that sacrifice is do you really, it's the things that you are worried about, the things that you care about. Do I really care about the fact that, yeah, I may not be where I want to be. Maybe people are judging you and saying that you should do this, or maybe you should just give something else, give this up, or You might not be good enough for this, or you're just being blatantly attacked by people telling you that you're not good, or being attacked in a way that is coming through your own mind, telling yourself that you're not good enough, or that you're never going to succeed, or that this job is never going to come to you, or that you're never going to get out of a financial bind, or whatever we focus on or worry about. In that moment of stillness, that is where the illumination comes in. So you have to approach this situation by knowing that I'm in this position because I'm about to level up in some essence. I'm going to get out of the situation, or what's on the other side is much more than this. This is temporary. Everything takes time, but this is temporary. Then you got the Fool card. So focusing on, this is also the period for you to be focusing on what it is that you wish to create, starting from ground zero. What is it that I wish to see in the future? If it be your whole life plan, or if it be something specific that you're trying to do or get off the ground, or that job you want, or that relationship of your desires, or just the whole life, maybe 20 years ahead, you might be thinking and planning a life or future for your children. Whatever the case may be, your focus has to be on what you wish to see and create, because when you're at point zero, it's nothingness. So you have the space in that time to put in your request of what you wish to see and nurture that, and it does require you to have a childlike faith in this state and really trust, because you can't see whether or not you're going to make some sort of risky decisions in this space, or whether you are just chasing a pipe dream, because it's very scary at this point. But if you're in the foolish state where you just don't give a fuck anymore, excuse my language, where you don't care anymore about this or that, you're thinking about it for the enjoyment of it. That's the childlike essence. You're thinking about it in a playful sense. That's also when you're in that childlike energy. It's that pureness that creates worlds. When you're in that state of, in a foolishness, not like frivolous, like you're being you're throwing caution to the wind and you're just like messing up your life, or just doing things like, I don't care anymore, I'm gonna just do this. It's not telling you to blow your life away, but when you feel like you need to trust the steps that are ahead and be like that child and trust that you are provided for, or that you're being guided, or even in your foolishness of, I'm just gonna do this because I enjoy it, I'm gonna create this and that because I have fun doing it. Yeah, I would like to be successful off of it, or yeah, you know, I would like to make money. That's the plus of it, but I'm doing it for the enjoyment. The more and more you're going to see the support that you actually are going to get from the universe. But when you're in the state of woe is me, I can't, you know, see what's right or left, I can't make sense from what's up and what's down. When you're too focused on the ins and outs of everything, and you're not being in the moment, in the presence, and focusing on moving forward and being open to trust and what's my next step, what am I supposed to do, let me just do it, then you're gonna feel stuck. So it's gonna resonate differently for everybody. Take it how it resonates. You don't have to resonate with it, you don't have to take it. You can feel like it's complete bullshit, that's up to you. But whoever this is for, I hope that you hear it in whatever way you're meant to hear it, however it comes across to you, as long as it's helping you. The Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles represents this energy of being content with what's here right now, and also seeing the abundance and the resources that you already do have, and what you potentially can have in the future and what's to come. Because the Nine of Pentacles can also, for my single people out there, the key to you moving into that relationship that you really desire, the Ten of Pentacles, where you have everything. You got the, you know, the partner, you got whatever is fulfillment for you in the physical sense, in the physical realm. When you get to the point where you're content and happy, and you're in a state of gratitude for what is around you, and you're really truly happy with your progress and who you are and what you've mastered, because the Eight of Pentacles is like, I'm working diligently, I'm putting in that work, and you get to see the product, and it may not be perfection in your eyes, but I feel for a lot of you though, this could be being proud of something that you've overcome, or something physical or tangible that you could say, I created this, or I did this, or something that comes your way. And I feel like it might be a message that comes to you that really puts you in a place of humbleness, in a state of gratitude and thankfulness. And when you can be in this state, that's when everything is going to start coming together. And it may not take 10 years. It may not take 2 years. For some of you, it could take months. For some of you, it could take weeks, days. But I feel like that's not really important. Again, that's focusing too much on the wins and the where. And when we start focusing on timing and things like that, that's when we get stressed out, because we're focused on what it looks like. Okay, so let's take a look at the love energies. So regardless of, our personal love situations out there, regardless of our love status right now, what does the collective need to know as it pertains to love and relationships? So I'm going to use my relationship oracle cards, my big ass cards. Good for those with bad eyesight, such as myself. So let's see what the energies are surrounding our love lives. Okay, so we got January, Divine Lover, unresolved issues, resistance, divine intervention. So we're gonna keep pulling all the weeds. We're gonna continue to keep pulling all the weeds out until we get it right. That's just what's gonna be. I'm gonna have to pick those up later. Anyway, so I'm gonna clarify with the tarot just to get a little more in depth. So the Three of Wands came out, the Four of Pentacles, Temperance, Queen of Swords, Five of Wands. Okay, so the Three of Wands clarifies January, the January card. So this could be anticipating or waiting for something to take place. Maybe this is a past tense energy where in January you were waiting for something or ships to come in. Maybe you were expecting to move forward with someone or move in with someone. It could also be just waiting for some completion of a journey for some of you. Like you're waiting to reach some sort of pivotal moment. Maybe you were guided to travel to love, or someone was guided to travel towards you or come to see you or something like that. It could also be someone, it could have been somebody's birthday, but I really don't feel that for a lot of people. But for the majority, I do feel like something significant happened in January that relates to traveling for someone or to someone or someone to you, or someone feeling like they were to reach a pivotal moment in their journey of love. It doesn't have to be like soulmates and twin flames. It doesn't have to go all into that. It could be as simple as just, I thought that I finally had let something go, or I thought this was going to be the one, or I thought we were going to get married, or we were supposed to move in together, but it didn't happen, or we were supposed to meet each other, but it didn't, whatever the case may have been. And it may not have been that it didn't happen that way, but there's something with a journey or destination. For a lot of you, this could be that in January, I do feel for some of you, there will be a pivotal moment that takes place in your journey of love in January. That could be obviously next year, or it could be January ahead, who knows. We're not focused on the time from now too much. So let's just take what does resonate. But Divine Lover and the Four of Pentacles, in this position, some of you guys are unwilling to let go of a person that you feel is your divine lover, or the concept of divine love. So for instance, soulmates, twin flames, or the one, as it's universally known, the one. Unable to let go of that concept or this ideal surrounding it, or maybe a specific person. The Four of Pentacles is like the stubborn card, the card of unwilling to release and let go. Some of you guys are having a hard time welcoming in divine love because you still got some blockages. You're still protecting your heart. You haven't fully opened up your heart to love just yet. I don't mean to call people out, but it is what it is. I don't know if you get offended, it is what it is. I'm not here to preach or like shove things down your throat, but I'm just speaking in the way that it's coming to me. And I feel there's this protective shield over your heart for a lot of you because of this unwillingness to let go. And if you feel like, well, I want to let go, I thought I let go, there's something within you that is afraid to release or let go, or afraid to just be open and vulnerable, or afraid to love, even though you might say you want it. You could have somebody in your life, some special person in your life right now, but there's something within you that has this inability to open up and welcome it in, or feeling of unworthiness maybe, or you're still holding on to what someone so did to you, or what this person did, or I thought it was going to be this, and you're not allowing things to flow. Or if you're presently with the person right now, you might feel like you're not able to get over something that they've done, or maybe you've done something and you're not able to forgive yourself for it. But nonetheless, there's this stubbornness that is a challenge, that is a block. So unresolved issues with the temperance, I feel the Spirit is saying that this is the time to heal those things, and you already may be in the midst of resolving these issues within yourself, but it's taking some time. There's no rush with this. Everything is in divine order and divine timing. And I feel that maybe approaching your angels or your guides to help you. You could call on Archangel Raphael if you guys are connected to the archangels, or your ancestors, your spirit guides, or just doing something, some sort of form of method of releasing your energies. And this could have something to do with manifestation. So speaking it outwardly, like, I release this, like maybe seeing yourself doing the water thing. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's some people call it the quantum leap thing, where you release something that you want to let go of, or a block, and then you put in what you wish to bring in or wish to manifest. So maybe doing that, I would look it up. I keep getting that message. Water is very powerful, so who knows. But setting the intentions maybe just within yourself emotionally, like, I'm willing to sacrifice these issues so that I can call in what I'm looking for and what I'm asking for. Spirit, help me. Can you help me? Angels, can you help me? Ancestors, can you help me? God, the universe, whatever. Or do whatever necessary steps that you feel guided to do to release this. And it may be that for some of you, you have someone in your life, specifically if they are a Capricorn, I feel, Sagittarius, mainly Sagittarius, but if you have someone with Sagittarius in their chart, or you have that in your chart that you are together with, that it will benefit you both to work together, or both of you guys are actively releasing and healing certain things within yourself so that you guys can have a harmonious relationship. And a lot of you guys are doing this for the sake of not only for your soulmate connections or twin flames or whatever you identify with, that's your own personal business, what you resonate with, but whatever the one is for you, that you're willing to sacrifice things within yourself so that you can have this harmony and balance with another person. And you're not doing it alone. You have spiritual help to do that with you. Resistance, Queen of Swords. So Spirit is telling you, for a lot of women out there, or feminine energy, those of you who may have been hurt, scorned to the point where you don't trust, you have a hard time trusting people in general. It has nothing to do with love, but you have a hard time trusting, even to the point maybe so much so that you have a hard time trusting yourself and your own guidance, but you're so protective and guarded of yourself. Maybe focusing on the resistance, and when it comes up, ask yourself, where is it coming from? So anytime you have a negative thought, like, this is a common one, all men are cheaters, or all women just want a man with money, you know, whatever we tell ourselves. Whenever that restrictive thought comes up, ask yourself why. Anytime you get a feeling within you that's like, ugh, even if it's something good that comes for you, or you feel like something good may come to you, or you might get good news, or you might watch a reading that says something good is going to take place, and you get like this resistance, like no, I don't see that happening, or that can't possibly be for me, or that doesn't resonate, oh, that must be for somebody else. Whatever these resistance that comes up, that is something that I feel is actively showing you, something within you that's actively showing you that it needs to be released, it needs to be cut off. The Queen of Swords is also, sometimes she could be very, very harsh and very stern, and I feel like this is just another thing of checking your own self, and maybe someone else checking you. I don't know. Divine intervention with the Five of Swords. So it's going to get to a point where you're going to be tired of fighting yourself, or you're going to just like throw your hands up like, I'm tired of all of the drama with love. I'm tired of fighting with my lover. And that's when Spirit steps in. That's when the angels and the guides are going to step in for some of you. Others, if you're single and you don't have anyone and you're just tired of like, okay, I've dated this type of man, or I've dated this type of woman, I'm sick of it, I'm tired of attracting this, I'm tired of attracting that, or I'm tired of my own damn self, blocking myself, whatever it could be. When you get to that point, that's when there's going to be Spirit working on your behalf, and this could represent all of your spiritual guides fighting this battle for you and with you to remove the things that are keeping you separate from what you're looking for in love, whether you're presently actively involved with someone, or have a relationship, or you're single, or you're dating but you're just not getting any luck. Whatever the resistance, whatever the blockages are, they're actively being worked through. Spirit is also stepping in to really work, like put that overtime in and that work in, especially when you say to yourself, I give you guys permission to do it, because our angels can't always step in and fight our battles for us. Sometimes we do gotta, give them the permission to do so, and sometimes it does require us to get our hands dirty, whether we're doing this in a physical, conscious sense, or we're doing it spiritually or subconsciously, but we have to put in some sort of effort too. But I feel that there's going to be shifts, and it could be quick with the Five of Wands. Wands energies are fire. They're fast-moving, action-oriented energies. They're creative energies. So things start to shift and move for you. And what's the next card after the Five of Wands? The Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is that victory energy. That's the card of overcoming defeat and being victorious, and other people seeing it. And it could also represent your glow up too. Like once you release this energy, this I don't need anybody energy, stay the F away from me. I already cussed during this live or this reading, so stay the fuck away from me. Whatever it could be, the fears of getting hurt, so you put on this facade that I'm strong, I got this, or don't you come near me, or I'm only going to love you enough like this, but I'm not going to love you too much, or I'm not going to allow you to love me too much, because if you give me too much and then you strip it away, then I'm just going to feel weak again. So you got to get to a place where also you're mentally strong and you're able to fight these mental battles within yourself, where sometimes it's easy for you to say, well, there's no good men left, or all the women are hoes. That's the thing now. All women are hoes now. Where they're like men, whatever. That's the thing. Or, all the good men are taken. Or men don't want to date women of my weight or my height or my complexion. Whatever things that we put in our head that stop us and stagnate us and block us, to remove those energies, to consciously be aware of that. Because something is blocking people from their divine love. And it could also be for some, and you may not want to hear this either, but the person that you are holding so tightly onto may just not be for you. They may not be the right person for you. And it's hard to let certain things go that don't serve us. But the thing about it that we have to always remember with anything in this world, that if it is meant for me, if I decide that I don't want to do it anymore, or I don't want to be with this person, if they're not meant for me, then it will be stripped. If this job is not for me, then it's going to fall away. But if this position or this job or this person is for me, it's going to come into my life. It's going to be. Spirit is going to make sure of it. How many times have you rejected something that was meant for you, only to find that it constantly pursued you until you went for it? So it could be like you missed a phone call, and it could be a phone call for a job, and you might have missed it, but they're going to be persistent and make sure you get that call that you got the job. Or they're going to, even if they have to email you, if they have to call a reference on your resume, they're going to call you and make sure that you get that message, or they're going to leave a voicemail, they're going to email you and make sure that you know that you got the job. So if something is for you, it's going to persist. And you have to be careful sometimes, because not everything that pursues us is of the divine. So you also have to use your discernment too. So just be careful with that. But for the most part, anything that's for you, you don't have to clinch onto it. You can't get threatened by time. You can't be threatened by how old you are. You can't be threatened by, well, everybody else is getting married but me, or I've been single for all these years, or I've dated shitty men or shitty women, so that must mean there's a short change. You can't limit yourself and put yourself in this little corner of the throwaways, and everybody else gets a car. You know, Oprah's giving everybody a car but you, and you're the only one in the audience that somehow just didn't get the keys. It doesn't make sense. So, and even if, and it still goes for those of you who may be in a relationship. It is up to you whether or not this is for you, but for others it may be that the person you're with is not for you, or it could be that you guys have things that you have to work through, even within your relationship. And the good news of that is, if you're both actively dedicated towards working on the relationship together, the more powerful it's going to be. But if it's completely one-sided, then there you go. Like, you already know you can't build something completely on your own and everybody else is just standing back when everyone has a job to do. You know, I can't do your job. You got to do your job. I can't be the man, or I can't be the woman. You are the man. You're supposed to do that role. Or I can't be the woman. You're supposed to do that. I can't play mommy and daddy. You, whatever the case may be, everybody has a role that they play in a partnership, whether that's a friendship, whether that's a business ship. You know, business doesn't run if this person is not working the computers, or this person is not supervising. How is a business going to run? So that's for some of you that are in these relationships that are one-sided, or chasing after something where someone is not actively putting in to a relationship. And that goes with the relationship between you and your divine spiritual guides, the Most High, or the universe. You have to play your role too. Spirit will say, okay, well, we hear what you want, but what are you going to do to make it happen? Or what are you going to do to work for it? Because we want a perfect mate, but are we in a state where we are the best that we can be? We want a loving partner, but are we receptive to a loving partner? Or do we feel like, oh, they on some bullshit? Do we really want that? Are we really ready for that? Are we loving partners ourselves? Or are we, you know, closed off? Are we harsh? Are we rash? We have to really evaluate ourselves, and it's only right. You can't put in an order and expect it to come without paying, right? You gotta pay for what you order. You got to put in the work. So I hope that makes sense. And if you guys would like a personal reading with me, you guys can check the description box. Email me if you guys have questions, availability. If you guys do purchase a reading, make sure that you guys send me your receipt within 24 hours so that we can set up a booking date. If a time is needed, such as like a phone session or a live session, then we can set up a time, but otherwise we'll set up a date. Also, if you guys would like to purchase any of my decks, that will be in the description box as well. Follow me on Instagram. I do many readings and stuff there. So much love as always. I appreciate y'all. See you guys in the next reading.